Hi, this is Dunamis 333. I just want to encourage my brothers and sisters at this time who are going through persecution with regards to not taking the medicine, the world medicine. You know what I'm talking about when I say that. Okay, I'm just going to read it quickly what I wrote here. Persecution to the point of bloodshed won't begin until after we've been taken up in the rapture. Believers who refuse the now have been the target all along. The mask of the evil one is finally slipping. The only card he has at this stage is the threat of job loss. And even this threat can be neutralized if believers know how to pray and fast. All the Lord is looking for in order to move on our behalf is faith. Praying in the Spirit with fasting is how we activate our faith. God's power has to flow through us to change our situation. The devil knows this, and this is why he doesn't want Christians to develop the habit of fasting. Believers should start with intermittent fasting and move on to water fasting, and then progress to doing no food and no water fast for 24, 48, or 72 hours. So my brothers and sisters, things are getting desperate. And I know people would normally say, "Oh, please pray for me," and that's good. There's nothing wrong in asking people to pray for you. But there comes a time when God expects us to act in faith. My brothers and sisters. So let's just quickly look at Ezra. This is in Ezra. Now, let me just read it here. And this is Ezra speaking here. Now, this is Ezra. I'm reading Ezra chapter 8, verse 21. Then I proclaimed a fast there at the river Ahava, that we might humble ourselves before our God, to seek from him the right way for us and our little ones and all our possessions. For I was ashamed to request of the king an escort of soldiers and horsemen to help us against the enemy on the road, because we had spoken to the king, saying, the hand of our God is upon all those for good who seek him, but his power and his wrath are against all those who forsake him. So we fasted and entreated our God for this, and he answered our prayer. And then when you go down, it says, then we departed from the river of Ahava on the 12th day of the first month to go to Jerusalem. And the hand of our God was upon us, and he delivered us from the hand of the enemy and from ambush along the road. So we came to Jerusalem and stayed there 3 days. So you see, my brothers and sisters, they were desperate. They know that traveling with children, with a lot of things that they had, their possessions, is dangerous. What did they do? They prayed, they fasted, and the power of God rested upon them, and then God protected them as they traveled. That's what Christians have to do now. You are afraid. They tell you, if you don't take this, you're going to have to quit your job. What do? You pray, you fast. For so long, Christians have not been in a position that has pushed them to the point where they know how to pray and fast. So, they just say, oh, just pray for me. That is okay to a point. But when you get to a desperate situation, you got to do what Ezra did. He prayed, they fasted, and then that's what you do. You pray, you fast, and then you go and look. If they tell you that you have to lose your job, fine. I would trust my God. My God. So you like Ezra, you stand and you tell them, okay, what did he say? Let's read it. Let me just read that again. The hand of our God is upon all those for good who seek him. The hand of, so you tell, you stand and say, look, okay, thank you. The hand of God is going to be upon me because I'm going to seek the Lord, and he's going to provide me with another job that don't require me to take that world stamp. And God will provide, but you got to pray, you got to fast. Why? Because the power of God has to come through you. It has to come through. You have to rest on you and come through you. So you pray, you fast. Like I mentioned, there are different types of fasts. Intermittent fasts. There's water fast. There's the no food. What they did in Ezra, they did the no food, no water for 72 hours. That's the extreme end of fasting. We all need to develop to be able to do that fast. I've done that a few times this year, but if you can't start with that, do a water fast, or just fast one meal a day. Eat 1 meal a day. So look, I'm not going to eat until I'm not going to eat 3 meals until I get a job. But you got to fast and you got to pray. You got to pray in the spirit. You got to pray in tongues. That's when the Holy Spirit can work things out for you. And then when you do that, what do? Do you just sit and do nothing? No. What did they do after they fasted? Then they went. They didn't just stay there. They fasted, they prayed, and then they went in faith. The same thing would apply. You pray, you fast, and then you start looking for a job, and God will bless what you do. So there's no need to be afraid. That's all the card the enemy has is the fear of you're going to lose your job. And then people quickly rush out to get the medicine so they can keep their job. That's fear. No, don't be afraid, but know what to do. Let's look at another situation. Esther. After we all read this story, we know what happened. Let me just read it here again. What she said. Go gather all the Jews. This is This is Esther chapter 4, verse 15. Then Esther told them to reply to Mordecai, go gather all the Jews who are present in Shushan and fast for me, neither eat nor drink for 3 days, night or day. My maids and I will fast likewise. And so I will go to the king, which is against the law. And if I perish, I perish. And that's what she did. Notice, she fasted, her maids fasted, no food, no water for 3 days. That's extreme for a lot of people. But hey, when you're desperate, that's what you do. If you can do a 3-day fast, no food, no water, I recommend doing it. But if you can't do that, do a water fast or a water only fast for a number of days. If you can't do that, do 1 meal a day fast. But build up the stamina, and then you pray in the spirit. Not small 5-minute prayer. At least put in the time, my brothers and sisters. The Lord prayed all night. The apostles, they would pray for hours. Today, this morning, I only prayed for about an hour. But build the stamina. The enemy knows that most Christians are not used to denying themselves. They're not used to crucifying the flesh. So that's why he puts the fear factor, and he knows that most people don't know what to do. And you know that most people, all they can do is ask people to pray for them, and that's not enough. Having other people pray for you is not enough, especially if you've been a Christian for a while. You need to develop the ability to fight the enemy. Neutralize fear with faith. Don't let the enemy use fear to get get you to take the medicine. I pray we leave. Someone saying that the Pentecost is on the 11th. It could be the 11th. I'm looking at the 7th of September. It could be beyond that. But bear in mind, we're not going to get to the point of bloodshed. For the bloodshed to take place, the devil has to come down. And when he comes down, we go up. Then the bloodshed will begin if you're left behind. But I pray, my brothers and sisters, I don't want anyone to be left behind. I don't want anyone to be left behind. Please, but develop stamina, develop the ability to pray and fast and go in faith, and let the power of God rest on you, and He will provide you with another job. He will provide you with a home if you are in danger of losing your home. Either you won't lose that home, or He provide you with another place. Don't be afraid. Don't act in fear. Definitely don't take the medicine, because God will provide for you. But there are things that you have to do. We're not just meant to sit down and say I'm praying, or I'm just say, oh, I'm just going to trust God. No, you can't do that. You have to pray, you have to fast, and then you act and let the power of God rest upon you. So, my brothers and sisters, this is just a quick word of encouragement. Don't be afraid. Don't let the enemy rattle you. He knows his time is short. He knows his time is short. I mean, all the big companies, Walt Disney, Walmart, Netflix, all of them want their employees to take the medicine. If you work for these companies, they're giving you, I don't know, maybe some are giving 30 days, some are giving 60 days, but start to pray and fast now and say, you know what, my God, his hand is going to be upon me. He'll provide me with something else until He comes. That's the attitude of the strong believer. And maybe you may have to not go on holiday. Maybe you might have to downsize a bit. Maybe you might have to get rid of the extra car you've got. We need to live light. We are travelers. So we are traveling through time, and our time here is almost up. But between now and the time that the Lord comes for us, let's build faith. Let's walk in righteousness. Let's know how to pray. Let's know how to fast. And let's know how to experience the power, the favor of God on our lives. My brothers and sisters, I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.